Kass will fly in the face of strategy just because of how she feels. She'll go basically wherever her estrogen takes her, not where her brain takes her.
I had this feeling that Spencer had the idol, and like a typical 21-year-old male, there was no way he was going to give that thing up. I mean, what is the most selfish beast on the planet? A college-age male.
Spencer Bledsoe versus Chaos Kass, rivals on Survivor due to their differences, or maybe due to something else. I would argue they might be way more similar than they want to admit. Today's video will be covering their rivalry in both seasons they played on. So with that, let's start in the beginning, season 28, Cagayan.
39 days, 18 people, 1 survivor.
Survivor's back in the Philippines for the 4th time, and this time there's a new twist. The tribes are split up by brains, brawn, and beauty, with Kass, a 41-year-old lawyer from California, being on the brains tribe. She tells us that she is an undefeated attorney who plans on breaking the mom stereotype with how ruthless she can be. Well, okay then, if you're gonna promise that, you better deliver, Kass. Spencer Bledsoe, a 21-year-old economics student from Chicago, Illinois, was a castaway on Survivor's 28th season, Survivor Cagayan. This brainiac played such an amazing game in a way that was relatable to so many people that ever since this channel began, people have been begging me to make a story video about him. So what did Spencer do to earn such a strong fan following? Let's find out. The premiere of Cagayan kicks off with us learning that there are 3 tribes being divided into brains, brawn, and beauty. Very interesting. Spencer is on the brains tribe, and right away he gets the very first confessional of the season when he introduces himself to us.
In 2010, I entered the World Open Chess Tournament and I tied for first. I certainly don't look diabolical or like a genius, both of which I am. I will go down as one of the best players to play, and I want to play an awesome game.
Jeff then says each tribe needs to pick a leader to make a decision. The brains pick David, the president of the Miami Marlins baseball team, and Kass apparently does not trust men with suits on, but for David, she says, I'll make an exception. Jeff then tells David to pick their weakest member, and he picks Garrett, the most buff guy on the whole cast. Why? Well, as it turns out, David says he is thinking about the end game. That's right, we're like 10 minutes into day 1 and David's already starting to think about the end. We just started, David, chill out. As it turns out, Garrett gets to go to their camp early and gets the brains immunity idol as a result, though no one knows this. They then go to the immunity challenge where...
First immunity challenge, people want to show the other tribes what's going on. In last place is the brain tribe, the smart group, taking the longest to figure this out. Disaster for the brain tribe, puzzle pieces falling out. Brains still working on getting their card through. Falling apart. Smartest tribe out here, and another disaster. Puzzle pieces all over the place. This is an absolute falling apart of one tribe 3 days into Survivor. Brain tribe, whatever brains they have clearly evaporated 72 hours into this game. Unbelievable how far behind they are. Brain tribe may not even be able to finish this puzzle if they get a chance. One of the worst performances out of the gate in the history of Survivor. You already know. They've done it! Beauty! Solana tribe wins immunity. Brawn finishes. Brawn wins immunity. Brain tribe nowhere close to finishing. Luzon will be the first tribe at Tribal Council will lose the first tribe member.
Wow, the brains tribe is not looking good, especially when we go to camp and see that Jatia, a nuclear engineer who held them back during the immunity challenge according to Kass, tries to direct them on how to make a shelter, and it immediately falls apart. Kass says, I would like to see the data on how this brains tribe was put together because we're kind of dumb.
What I'm concerned about is, you haven't heard anything about like idol clues or anything, have you?
Nothing. What was...
It just seems weird that like there hasn't been anything to do with an idol so far. I would think there would be like a clue somewhere.
Kass then talks to Jatia and says, yeah, I want you out of the game. What? Kass just says this right to her face, like doesn't care. She just says it right to her. I mean, what if Jatia has the idol? Sure, we at home know Jatia doesn't have the idol, but Kass has no idea. Bruh. Jatia cries, and then they all vote at Tribal.
First person voted Survivor Cagayan. David. David, the tribe has spoken.
Kass was out of the loop on that one, and now she's at the bottom. We see in a secret scene that despite how big Garrett is, he's getting burnt out fast. He needs more calories than he is consuming, and he just can't keep up with what his body demands of him. He's just like aimlessly wandering around, just zoned out, and just walks in on all the girls topless without meaning to. Kass recognizes immediately that Garrett, he's just zoned out. He's kind of getting out of it already. Back at camp, we see Garrett make a final 3 deal with Spencer and Kass. However, Kass says, yeah, I'm shaking these hands, but I am by no means all in on this alliance.
I talked to Garrett and Spencer, but I'm not 100% with them, and I'm gonna work whatever angle. I have no allegiance right now.
J'Tia then blows the immunity challenge puzzle, and that means we are going right back to tribal. Oh boy. Garrett tries to shut down all private conversations. He says no one can go off and talk. Let's just decide right now in front of everyone else that we're voting off J'Tia. Kass, by the way, is part of this. I mean, she does not poo-poo it at all. It really, Tasha's the only one to openly poo-poo it. Tasha goes down the water, says, Kass, come follow me so we can talk. And she says,
you do realize we can flip this game right now. Hey, if they don't want to scramble, I'm gonna scramble and try to twist this game up. You know, I'm not trying to go home next. Think about it. It's 1 and 2. Either I'm 3 or 4 or you're 3 or 4. I need to work my way to the top. Why can't I be top dog? I can make it happen. Think about it.
Like the survivor genius he is, Garrett decides to have an open forum on what we're gonna do later at Tribal Council. Garrett, you're an idiot. What are you doing? You're a first-class grade A moron in Survivor. Why would you do that? It would have been so easy to just tell J'Tia what she wants to hear, but now that Garrett's put it all out in the open, we have to babysit these girls and make sure that they go home.
Hey, I don't want to leave J'Tia alone. God knows what she's doing up there. She needs to be watching her. Somebody needs to watch her. Who poured rice on the fire? I don't know, the rice fairy?
well, I guess the rice fairy just dumped it all out because it couldn't have been J'Tia. Believe it or not, J'Tia isn't even the one voted out. That's right, Kass does align with Tasha and J'Tia and instead votes out Garrett. Just like that, wow. You can pick what videos I make. The patrons on Patreon pick this video and you can too. You will also gain the benefit of watching everything up to 6 months early and help us avoid shilling products that nobody wants and unnecessary sponsored segments. If you are interested, then there's a link in the description. Thank you for your support. Now with that,
I honestly didn't know who I'd vote for when I went into Tribal. But then you think about Garrett, he's fun to look at, but you don't want to play with him. And then I thought, J'Tia's got a temper, but you can replace Rice, and now she's scared. So I think she'll be loyal to me. Well, I hope you guys don't turn on me for Spencer. Cause I just,
hell no.
J'Tia will be loyal. Weird, didn't Garrett and Spencer offer Kass an alliance? We're gonna see if this gamble pays off. We see the Brains tribe win immunity, largely because of Kass and Spencer, not because of J'Tia. Let me put it that way. J'Tia was once again terrible. Episode 3 starts off with the Brains practicing yet again for the next challenge. Maybe this time they will be more successful, but this time it probably won't be. At the reward challenge, Tasha is doing a great job at directing all of her blindfolded teammates and has them right on the verge of winning. All they need to do is get their flag on the lift and that's pretty much the game. So as it turns out,
Tia is panicking. Brain tribe cannot get it on the platform. This would be an incredible comeback. A huge come from behind win. The Brain tribe loses this challenge when they had it in their grasp.
oh, and it just gets worse. At the immunity challenge, the Brawn tribe is doing their best to throw it. That's right, they want to lose. They are trying to lose without making it look too obvious, but yeah, they're trying to lose. But between J'Tia and Kass, the Brains tribe blows it again. Yeah, Spencer and Tasha do all the work while Kass and J'Tia blow the immunity challenge on accident, of course, while the Brains tribe, while trying to lose on purpose, still can't lose. This is getting out of hand.
Dude, we tried so hard to blow that challenge. Seriously, Green Tribe, I tried to help you out, but that team sucks. They deserve to lose after that. That's all I can say.
Wow, this tribe is no Oolong or Mat Singh, but they are certainly coming close. Back at camp, Spencer pitches keeping him over Jatia, saying, hey, if there's another immunity challenge and I am gone, you all are going to be going back to tribal. There's no way you're winning another immunity challenge with Jatia on this tribe, which does seem like it would be true, and it seems like Tasha might be changing her mind on the all-girl alliance. At tribal council, Spencer says, I am loyal. I will not flip on you at all, come a swap or a merge. Just give me a second chance. So when it comes time to vote,
First vote, Jatia. Spencer, Jatia. Fourth person voted out of Survivor Cagayan, Jatia. Jatia, the tribe has spoken.
so much for caring about Jatia being loyal since they kept Spencer over her. Kass says, we are not the Brains tribe, but the crap for Brains tribe. Nice. But that is neither here nor there, as Jeff says, drop your buffs. We are switching up the tribes. Yep, and as luck would have it, all the Brains tribe, they stay together on one, and now they're living with 3 beauties and 1 brawn. This might work out. Correction, this will definitely work out, as right away the beauties are shown to be a mess. They immediately gossip and snitch on each other to all the other Brains, and yeah, this really couldn't have worked out any better, huh? That's great.
The beauty tribe is a very gossipy tribe. They're almost like high schoolers. They are talking bad about each other, spreading rumors, sometimes right in front of each other. They just seem to have so little social skills for a tribe that's supposed to be beautiful and social.
They then win immunity, and back at camp, Morgan of the Beauties is so lazy.
It is strange that Morgan never joins us.
She never did at our camp. She's always in, like, we go in the water and talk. She was always in the shelter and
Just
laying
laying
down.
around?
She likes her beauty sleep.
She likes to lay down a lot.
There's no strategy going on there.
That's what we were saying. We're like, what is she doing?
I'm surprised she's still breathing.
She's come with us. That's what we've been saying. I just think she just doesn't want to talk to anybody. Or
I don't
doesn't
get
want
it
to do
at all.
anything, so she
I mean, was she
doesn't.
social in the beginning, or is she just like this the whole time?
Like this.
Wow.
Are you ready for a surprise? The other tribe not only lost a member at tribal because they lost immunity, of course, but another one of them quit as well. A 2-for-1. If new tribal lines matter, then that will matter a lot. As it turns out, Kass's tribe does lose immunity, and when they do, Tony of the other tribe shouts out, oh, we're top 5, we're top 5. Mind you, Kass's tribe after they go to tribal will still be 6 deep, so why is Tony shouting about top 5, top 5? But in the meantime, it looks like what the Brains want to happen will happen, since the beauties are a mess and Sarah, she's got to go with wherever the numbers are, right? This prompts Kass to say how the Brains are finally in control of this game. They just needed a body for them to control. So they all vote at tribal council, and
6th person voted out of Survivor Cagayan. That's 4, that's enough. Alexis, you need to bring me your torch. Alexis, the tribe has spoken.
it is time. Yep, the merge is tomorrow. Everyone suspects it, so they make a final 6-pack with Jeffra as their first target. Kass says this will be simple and easy, just as long as no one flips. Are we clear, guys? Just as long as no one flips. So with that, she talks to Sarah, and
The only people that personally I would be concerned about are you and Jeremiah.
Trust me, I'm not leaving. For her to accuse me of not staying true to my word hit a chord with me. People don't like to be called a liar, and pretty much I got called a liar without being called a liar.
People think the demise of this tribe will be someone flipping. The demise is, the demise is going to be not trusting people on this tribe. That's what it's going to be, and that's going to be the end of us.
Yeah, in my business we go with the hard evidence. And just because you vote with us one vote doesn't mean I believe you're true. And you did what you had to do, in my opinion. That doesn't speak of loyalty, that speaks of desperation and a wise move. You haven't proven anything to me except you're saving yourself. Show me blood on your hands from a former tribe mate, and then we'll talk.
we have merged. Yeah, whatever. Let's go back to Kass and Sarah. What is up with Kass telling people to their face these negative things? In life, I mean, sure, that might go well, being so blunt and honest, but here, it's a bad move in the game. Jeez, now Sarah will flip thanks to Kass. We then learn that somewhere in the forest is a super idol, like the one we saw in seasons 12 and 13, that can be played after all of the votes are read. Wow, I'm actually surprised they brought this back. Mind you, they don't call it the super idol, they call it an idol with special powers to imply it's something new, but it's just the same idol from 12 and 13. Anyways, we see Cass, Tasha, and Morgan all bonding with Trish doing some Pilates, while Sarah is going rogue. Sarah says, guys, you have to do what I say. I want LJ to go. He doesn't have an idol. And Cass and Jeremiah are like, no, we're pretty sure LJ has the beauty idol. And spoiler alert, they're right. LJ does have the beauty idol. Sarah is wrong, but she keeps insisting on LJ. Cass says, screw Sarah.
In my view, no one in this game should have that much power. Who made her queen? I can't even look at her. I just want to punch her sometimes.
Dang, Cass is getting violent. She even says, cops, screw them. You can't trust them either, especially a cop like Sarah, who doesn't want to do what the rest of the Alliance wants. Geez, Cass, go off. Wu wins immunity, and back at camp, Cass and Sarah are beefing, and Tasha tries to make peace.
What happened?
We were disagreeing on who we think should be voted out.
Well, and you said, I will not vote for Trish.
That's
You
all I
will not
said,
vote for
because
her.
I think that's a terrible
Got
idea.
it. Okay. Well, I see both sides. I don't want us to get fractured over some BS. When I heard about Cass and Sarah's exchange, I didn't care who was right, who was wrong. My main concern was getting those two back on the same page. So you're in a tough position.
I totally think Tasha took Sarah's side in the argument. What the heck? Someone in the Alliance treats someone poorly, everyone panders to the bully? I felt like saying it to Tasha. Well, what about me? How come you're not being nice to me? What am I, chopped liver? Oh, wait, you're done with me. I got it.
Good for Tasha wanting to make peace, but Cass wants war, and that's gonna win out here. Dang, can't she at least wait one vote? No is the answer, by the way. No. I mean, she could, but she's going to choose not to. Cass says Sarah thinks she's in charge of this game. She thinks that she's the queen. Oh, no. She is not gonna give Sarah a chance to destroy this game because Cass says, I'm gonna destroy this game first. That's some backwards logic. Why is Cass going off the rails and blowing everything up? I mean, it's great for TV, don't get me wrong, but I feel like her burning 6 potential jury members would sour her chances at winning, right? So they all vote at tribal council, and
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Yes, this is a hidden immunity idol.
I would like to give it to LJ.
All right, any votes cast for LJ will not count.
I'd like to cover Tony's ass myself.
This is also a hidden immunity idol, so any votes for Tony will not count either. First vote. Jeffra. Sarah. 2 votes Jeffra, 2 votes Sarah. Jeffra. We're tied again. Jeffra. Sarah. Tied again. Jeffra. Sarah. We're tied. 5 votes Jeffra, 5 votes Sarah, 1 vote left. 7th person voted out, the first member of our jury. Sarah.
Bang, bang.
Sarah, tribe has spoken.
Cass, 0 chance of winning the game.
It's a long way to go.
Cass will fly in the face of strategy just because of how she feels. She'll go basically wherever her estrogen takes her, not where her brain takes her.
She's played like that since day one, though. Since day one, she's played like a freaking idiot.
him and Cass are at odds and have truly become rivals from here on out. Spencer wins the reward challenge for his team, and on that reward, he finds an idol clue hidden in his napkin. What are the odds? Some luck for the person who never seems to catch a break for too long. Back at camp, he reads the clue and goes on a search. However, everyone back at the shelter knows something is up. He isn't just on a walk, and they send Wu in his ninja stealth mode to see what Spencer is up to. While looking out for the idol, Spencer decides to go pantsless, probably to keep his pants from getting wet, and Wu steals the clue right out of them and dashes off to tell everyone.
Take the road less traveled beyond your... All right, I know where that is.
Oh yeah, Spencer really can't catch a break for too long. 2 steps forward, but then when he takes that 3rd step, Lucy pulls the football out from underneath his feet and says, haha, no more steps. That seems to be how most things go for him, but despite everyone else joining the search for the idol, Spencer makes another 2 steps forward.
Cass is so blind that I found it right in front of Cass's face, and she didn't see.
He also wins immunity. That's right, Spencer found the idol and wins immunity. No one knows about the idol, by the way, and the plan is to vote off the pillow. Spencer even approaches Cass about working with him, and she goes, well, I knew it. I knew you'd come crawling back to me. Cass is pretty pleased with herself. She doesn't mind others getting mad like Spencer because she thinks people will want to work with her anyways. Her vote counts the same as anyone else's. Tony says, I don't get Cass. While she did join my alliance to blindside Sarah, I can never get a read on her, and it bugs me. Whether Cass is happy, mad, or indifferent, her expression is always this poop-eating smirk, which is so true by Tony to be saying this like he is correct. Remember earlier though, when Morgan was shown to be lazy? Well, it's amplified here.
Anybody go get water?
Morgan can get some water today.
Is Morgan around?
Yeah, she's in her usual spot.
Morgan, no good on the water?
I can get water, but I don't see how, her saying it in a rude way wants me to go get her water.
Everything I'm gonna say to you is gonna be in a rude way because you've been being rude to me. So
I haven't said anything to you.
Yeah, you have. I'm fairly certain that Morgan is in a constant state of center of the universe. She's like an old dog. Like you have like a 14-year-old dog that you're just keeping alive because you love it. And you don't mind that it pees on the floor and you have to go feed it, but all it really does is sit there. That's Morgan.
Cass, she said that, I'm being really mean to her. I don't think I'm being mean to her. I'm ignoring her. Maybe that's mean, but I think she's been, ignored and made fun of all her life, so she should be used to this. With Cass, I feel like she's just a bitter, ugly old lady, and this sounds really conceited, but I think she hates me because I'm cuter than her, and I've always been cuter than her. Cass is stupid. She needs to go.
So they all vote at tribal, and
8th person voted out, and the 2nd member of our jury, Morgan. Morgan, the tribe has spoken.
We talked about everything. We talked about how much we hate Cass.
She's like, nobody included me in any conversation.
Did you hear her? She goes, no one would look me in the eyes. That's the first thing she said.
You
right?
baby.
That's exactly what I was saying. I'll be frank, I hate her. I do not like her, and she pretty much ruined my chance of getting in the final 6.
Episode 8 begins and Tony is extra paranoid. He wants to know why he's even being targeted, and Spencer says, dude, you're a threat. Now this doesn't help calm down Tony at all. He's a madman, but Spencer does go on to win a reward with Tony and Jeremiah on his team, and while on that reward, Tony's brain is working overtime as he says, hey, in the future, I want to make a move. I don't know when I'm going to make a move, but I'm going to make a move sometime in the future. Would you be in on me making a move? Spencer's like, yes, I'm in on you making a move as long as it's not for me. But he doesn't trust Tony.
Right now, I'll be honest, I don't trust Tony all that much. Tony is playing a lot of people right now. He's juggling a lot of balls, and I'm just one of them. He doesn't know this, but I have an idol. And if I feel uneasy, I will not hesitate to use it. But I'm gonna tell Tony that I trust him 100%, because if he can take me a little further down the road, I might find a little detour that could take me all the way.
The plan becomes to split the votes between Jeremiah and Spencer since the majority hold a 6-3 lead and they highly suspect Spencer has an idol. But then in a twist of fate, Tony says, actually, I am ready to make a big move right now. Let's get out LJ, which is great for Spencer.
First vote, LJ. Spencer, 1 vote Spencer. Jeremiah. LJ. Jeremiah. LJ, that's 3 votes LJ. Jeremiah, 3 votes Jeremiah, 3 votes LJ. LJ, 9th person voted out and the 3rd member of our jury. LJ, need to bring me a torch. LJ, tribe has spoken. Time to go. Good luck.
Tony and Wu flipped. Wow, Tony says LJ was going to flip on him someday. True or not, I am a bit surprised. Cass says, hey, flips happen. I'm not offended that Tony did it. People are allowed to flip. Okay, all right. Then at the reward challenge, it all comes down to a puzzle, and who wins it for their team?
And they stole it! We're playing for!
Tasha, Jeffra, and Jeremiah love this, of course, and on the reward strategy talks arise since Spencer, Tasha, and Jeremiah are on the outs. They need some numbers to change the game. They're currently down 5-3, and one person flipping could really change things up. Initially, Jeffra blows off their offer of an alliance, but after getting her letter from home, she has a change of heart and accepts a Final Four deal.
Final Four?
Final Four.
Final Four.
We then hear from Wu, who says Spencer is a big target since he is good with the jury and would win if he reaches the end. However, he worries about Spencer playing his idol, rightfully so. Jeffra then has a second change of heart right before tribal council that is just someone else pulling the football out from underneath Spencer's feet. And Tony swears to his alliance, Cass included, that he will never flip again. Jeremiah is going to the jury. So they all vote, and
10th person voted out, the 4th member of our jury, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the tribe has spoken.
I had this feeling that Spencer had the idol, and like a typical 21-year-old male, there was no way he was going to give that thing up. I mean, what is the most selfish beast on the planet? A college-age male.
I let 2 women, well, I didn't let them, 2 women screwed my whole game up. The first one was Cass. We went into the final merge as 11 people, and we were 6 strong. Well, she turned her back on all of us, voted out Sarah. I was on cloud 9. She chopped my feet out for money. I'm on cloud 1. Dang it, you messed me up. Cass definitely messed me up.
These two are far more alike than they care to admit. Spencer makes a sexist comment. Cass makes a sexist comment. They're not friends, and I don't really see that changing. We then see a secret scene where Spencer stumbles upon Wu and Tony sneaking out and eating food that no one knows about.
So I'm on a stroll and I hear Wu and Tony screaming and making ridiculous jungle noises, so why not? I'll follow and see what's going on. It's clear that they're up to some shady business. It turns out that Wu and Tony found a secret stash of papayas. They weren't exactly planning on sharing with the tribe. They offered to let me in on this hoard of papayas that we're going to keep from the girls.
Yeah. I'll go to camp and say I already have mine. And then you guys have whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll say the same thing. Like I said, we don't care. We're not sneaking it.
I mean, if you want to, I won't say anything.
No, it doesn't matter.
It then becomes time for the Survivor auction. This is something that should be happening almost every season of Survivor, and here it is in all of its glory. Now, Spencer has a plan. He's gonna hold on to all of his money and wait for an advantage to pop up and then bid every single buck he has. But that also seems to be the plan of Tony and Tasha as well. So many people get food for dirt cheap prices, it ends up becoming laughable, and Jeff gets annoyed. And then Jeff says, screw it, here's the advantage. Go ahead and bid on it. Tony and Spencer bid all their money and it ends up being a tie, but Tasha doesn't bid for some reason, thinking there will be a second advantage. That's never happened before, and they have to draw rocks to see who will win this advantage, and Tony ends up winning it on a rock draw. Kass goes, I love when Spencer is dejected. It's my favorite. Add on to that, Tasha winning a 3rd immunity challenge, and now Kass is chomping at the bit to get out Spencer. Tony says, no one dare blindside me though. I have an idol, no one blindsided me. All right, good to know, Tony. After this terrible turn of luck, Spencer says, yeah, I am officially the unluckiest person in the history of the auction. He then goes for the Hail Mary and plants a seed in Tony's paranoid brain by saying, hey, Jeffra really wants you out. She told this to me days ago. Spoiler alert, Spencer is lying.
You know we weren't lying when we said Jeffra was with us. Her saying she wants to vote you out, that wasn't a lie.
When she wanted to vote me out?
2 days ago. She said, we're trying to figure out our best option right now, but we're seriously considering trying to blindside Tony.
I'm trying to plant the seeds that will fester and make this alliance split. And so it might mean creating some fake paranoia about an all-girls alliance, even if it's not happening at all.
In what I find to be the storytellers really wanting you to love this underdog story of Spencer, we hear all of the women down in the water randomly say how great he is and how he will do well in life. And Kass is actually one of those people, which is a bit surprising. Tony at first rejected the idea of Jeffra turning on him, but it didn't take him too long to go, yeah, you know what? I can't have Jeffra targeting me. She needs to go. Spencer says he loves when a plan just comes together like this. At Tribal Council, Tony reveals he has found a second idol, which is madness. Does he ever stop working? But the vote is revealed, and
first vote, Spencer. 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 That's 3 votes, Spencer. Jeffra. 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 We're tied. 11th person voted out and the 5th member of our jury. Jeffra. Jeffra, the tribe has spoken.
Good luck, guys. It's been fun.
I'm pissed off. Another blindside. Jeffra taken out for crossing the Dawn, aka Tony, our Mafia King. Anyone who crosses Tony gets their cement shoes and thrown in the pond. Well, I knew Jeffra was going to be on the outs, and I know what a hothead you are if someone does that.
It's not a hothead, Cass. She wanted to blindside me. I would have been home had she went with Spencer and them.
Tony, I know you're feeling proud of yourself right now, but you don't have to act like that.
Okay, Cass.
You know what? You're getting really old here, Tony.
Time for me to go, I guess, Cass.
I mean, you're talking to people so condescending.
I'm not trying to be condescending because there's no way.
Well, right now, Tony, you're kind of being a jerk.
Okay, Cass.
I'm just telling you.
I don't know how.
Kass is so mad this time about Tony flipping. I guess there's a rule that no one knows about that you can only flip 1 time. Kass allows 1 flip. 1-time flip only, 1 freebie. No one gets to flip a second time because now Kass is ticked. I mean, really, she's just ticked because things aren't going her way, but she is ticked. As she lays in the shelter, Tony is talking to Spencer and Wu about cop stuff, life stuff. It's nothing important to the game, and Kass mishears him and thinks he's calling her a female dog. But like the curse word version of a female dog, you know what I'm talking about. Kass is only hearing what she wants to hear, and she fights with Tony. Not once, but twice about this. He avidly defends himself and tries to clear the air about what really happened, but nope. Spencer says I could step in and clear this up because, yeah, Tony is in the right. He didn't do anything, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna let them fight it out. And Kass, she's just not listening. As I said, Kass and Spencer are both emotional players despite being smart as well. It makes it pretty funny. And Kass and Tony now, they're fighting like little children. And did I say they only fought twice? No, they fought 3 times.
How old are you, 40 you said?
Mm-hmm.
You act like you're a 4-year-old.
That's why I'm composed and you're not. Hopefully in the next 2 months you'll do a little growing before you actually hit 40.
Oh wow, I'll take that advice from you.
I'm not the one having a tantrum.
Well, you gonna vote me out?
I think I will write your name down.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna go home.
That's fine.
Okay. As long as we clear the air.
Yeah, make sure you play your idol.
Write my name down.
I will, Tony.
And you'll go home.
Because you're running the show?
And you'll go home. No, because I got a special idol, that's why. That's why.
I'm sure you do. I don't give much credence to Tony's claim that he has the special idol because Tony is known for lying.
Tony not only has a regular idol, but the super idol as well. Holy crap, you can't touch him even if you want to. Kass, Spencer, and Wu then win reward where they get to hang out with the locals and their kids and entertain them. Wu specifically is excellent at this and clearly a natural. This scene isn't important to the grand scheme of Kass's story, but it's a fun one and I wanted to talk about it. However, what is important to the grand scheme of Kass's story is her and Spencer trying to work together now. Yeah, believe it or not. And they're trying to convince Wu to flip on Tony, and he won't really commit at all. Yeah, he says, let me think about it, which Kass likes, but for Wu, this means he isn't doing a darn thing. Back at camp, he talks to Tasha and says, we are splitting the votes between Tony and Trish. Kass and Wu are in on this plan, and we're splitting it just in case Tony plays his idol. Then, at the immunity challenge,
Spencer has it! Spencer wins! Individual immunity! Big day, big win. Spencer, safe at tonight's Tribal Council.
Spencer is safe, which is amazing. So at Tribal Council, it's time. Kass, Wu, Spencer, and Tasha all go to split the votes, and
Tasha, Trish, Tony. That's 2 votes, Tasha. 12th person voted out, the 6th member of our jury. Tasha, tribe has spoken.
all that fighting with Tony, and Kass still falls in line and votes with him. Tony then talks to Wu and says, we have to bring Kass to the end. She's an easy beat. So now Tony and Kass both view each other as final 3 goats. What a development. Someone has to be wrong, right? Wu then tells Tony the plan that Spencer and Kass made to flip on him, and now Tony is in on the loop. Tony then wins reward, takes Trish with him, and Kass says good. Tony is this alpha male, and Trish is his woman, which is correct. In the game, by the way, Tony's married. But in the game, she's like his follower, his lackey, and she calls them a couple of baboons. You think Kass is still salty about the second flip? You can flip too, Kass. There are no rules against flipping. You can flip as much as you want as well. It's just that Tony has had more success in flipping than she has. Kass then talks with Tony and
I want to go in with you and I want to go in with Trish. Even though you went behind my back by trying to blindside me yesterday in the canoe, Wu told me everything.
Tony decided to confront me and say, I heard that you were conspiring against me, and I just want you to know that Wu told me all that and I'm okay with it, but you shouldn't be doing that. Tony pledged on his wife and his baby that he was still going to take me to the end. So I've been forgiven by the mafia boss, but if I'm going to sit next to Tony in the final 3, I need to show everyone that Tony is a bully. So Wu, you told Tony everything I told you?
I what?
He just told me that yesterday on the boat you told him everything.
No way. I didn't say anything.
What are you doing, Kass? What are you investigating? He's amazing, man.
I'm allowed to confront people too, Tony.
Well, you sealed your fate. Congratulations.
Just so you know, he shook my hand and swore on his wife and his baby that we have a final 3.
When I told you that, you weren't supposed to tell him. You get it? I'm sorry I don't talk Lama. I'm supposed to talk Lama to you. You understand that better? That was the last straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, are you kidding me?
Chaos Kass is back.
Is Kass right for talking to others about what Tony said? Yes. Did she get under his skin? Duh. Is this currying her any favor with future jury members? Come on, when has Chaos Kass ever cared about the jury? She even boasts about how great of a game she's playing to Tony's face to try to rub it in. Again, why? It's because she's an emotional player like Spencer. She does successfully sow seeds of doubt in Wu, and while doing so, Trish overhears Kass calling her a goat and takes offense to this. She doesn't like that at all. In my opinion, there's no way Kass is winning a jury, right? She can't win this jury in particular. She keeps trashing them and they keep hearing her do it. At the immunity challenge, it is a grueling one as Spencer falls way behind. But then at the puzzle,
an incredible comeback! Yes! Spencer wins immunity! Yes! Guaranteed a spot in the Final Four! Spencer, safe tonight at Tribal Council, guaranteed a spot in the Final Four.
Spencer has now won 3 individual immunity challenges and a bunch of rewards. Back at camp, he proposes voting out Trish to Wu, and surprisingly, Wu says yes. Then him, Kass, and Wu all make a final 3 deal, and this is because Spencer thinks he has them both beat come the final Tribal Council. He only views Tony as his main roadblock at this point. Then at Tribal Council, Tony pulls yet another trick out of his bag.
Normally, I would point out the biggest threat right now to win the game, Tony, and casting my vote that way.
Can't touch me,
but
woman.
This kind of complicates things.
Tony says, I found the super idol that can be played after all the votes are read, which is true, and it is good through the Final Four, which is not true. But he plays the regular idol for himself, and when Spencer goes to vote, he reflects on the fight between Kass and Trish that happened at Tribal.
Trish railed into me like a freaking wild skeleton, blue-eyed banshee.
I suggest a book on self-awareness. It will be helpful for you in the future.
This cat fight has to be resolved somehow. Yeesh.
13th person voted out, the 7th member of our jury. Trish, that's 3, it's enough. Trish, tribe has spoken.
Thank you. Good luck.
I'm just letting you know what kind of a game Kass plays.
Yeah.
She plays both sides, and then all of a sudden she's the victim. Well, go find someone who's gonna go listen to your victim world today, because I'm done.
Trish went completely off the hook with me. I mean, she looked like freaking Skeletor with her big blue eyes popping out and her skeleton finger waving in my face.
Kass might be a beautiful person on the outside world, but as far as Survivor's concerned, she is absolutely horrible.
You're a victim everywhere you go. Poor me. Everyone's picking on me, but yet you play 2 sides to every story. But then you turn around with that big, ugly, fleeting grin on your face and act like you're gonna win everything. And I got news for you, sister. You're not.
Finale time, Tony versus Spencer versus Kass versus Wu. Who will rise to the top and win it all? Let's find out. In the introduction of this final episode, Jeff Probst helps continue the narrative of Spencer as the perennial underdog.
Spencer, his game has been one wild ride. He's gone from top to bottom more than any other survivor. But through it all, he has never given up. Will this underdog finally catch a break?
Now with it being the Final Four, people are suspicious that Tony Super Idol really is good through the Final Four. It doesn't make much sense in this era of Survivor, though to be fair, the last time we saw the Super Idol was in season 13 and it was good through the Final Four, so it's not unheard of. But then it happens, their family members arrive on the beach, no challenge necessary, and Spencer gets to see his sister. But then in a neat twist, the family members get to come and watch the Final Four immunity challenge, and Jeff is like, please, give me some insight into who the heck Spencer is.
Everything he does it like full. Everything he'll start a hobby. He's like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then I talk to him a couple weeks later. This is my whole life. He gets so into everything he does.
So we go to the immunity challenge where Jeff does not say this guarantees them a seat at Final Tribal Council. Holy cow, we have a final 2 for the first time since season 18. Kass falls way behind on this challenge. And that is when...
It is a complicated puzzle. You would expect nothing less 37 days into this game. No Kass is good in puzzles, but she's lost a ton of time to Spencer, Wu, and Tony. Kass slow and steady like she always does in puzzles. Kass never panics.
You got it. You are right on there, honey. There you go.
Kass now has the momentum. It's Kass and Spencer. Kass 2 pieces away from one of the biggest comebacks this season. Kass wins individual immunity. Incredible comeback. I have run out of superlatives to describe the amount of comebacks this season. Couldn't have come at a better time.
But to lose to a brain-dead weasel like Kass, that's the most humiliating way I could have lost today.
I'm not saying she needed it, but it definitely helped. If Spencer won, they likely vote out Woo. If Woo or Tony wins, they vote off Spencer. And I think Cass is really safe no matter what, but that isn't what tickles her fancy the most. No, what really gets her happy is that she gets to vote off Spencer and give him that dejected look she loves so very much. So they all vote, and
Jeff, it says this idol can be played after the votes are read. That's the special powers that this idol has. However, it could only be played with 5 remaining players left. That's the last time I could play it. Today there's only 4, so this idol's absolutely useless tonight.
First vote, Spencer. Woo, 1 vote Spencer, 1 vote Woo. Spencer, that's 2 votes Spencer. 14th person voted out and the 8th member of our jury. Spencer, need to bring me your torch? Spencer, the tribe has spoken.
We can have How you guys doing? Hey,
Parky
spot. Awesome.
We were hanging in there. We were pulling for you.
Thanks.
Last hope.
That's not what I want to hear.
the Super Idol expired at the Trish vote. Come on, man. But it is final 3 and Cass and Woo agree. No matter who wins immunity, Tony has to go.
I'm taking you or you're taking me, right?
Yes, absolutely. You gotta win, and I gotta win. Cass pretty much said that she has a better chance of beating me at the final tribal council. So if she wins tomorrow's final immunity challenge, chances of her taking me with her seems good. And if I win, I'll take Cass to the end as well.
This is it. Anyone but Tony. Cass says, you better believe I am ready for this challenge. So they all compete, and in a tight race between her and Woo, Woo wins immunity by like 1 second. Either way, she's making final 2. That's right. Bye-bye, Tony. Cass even tells Woo why Tony will beat him in a final 2. If he takes Tony, of course. So Woo votes off Tony at Tribal Council.
15th person voted out and the 9th and final member of our jury. Cass. Cass, the tribe has spoken.
I think he made a horrific $1 million decision. I think he actually could have beaten me. I certainly won't vote for him. That speech, I'm giving it to who's most deserving, basically told me I'm bringing the person I think you should vote for. So, Woo. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
So yeah, in the end, they both come up just shy of reaching final Tribal Council. Impressive considering their bad start and how truly bad it was for Spencer when Chaos Kass flipped at the merge. Spencer needed 2 more immunity wins and he had the $1 million in the bag. We saw that on Ponderosa, and Cass, she needed Woo to make a more logical choice and she ends up in 2nd place. I don't see how she wins considering people endlessly talk trash about her on Ponderosa, but yeah, 2nd place, 100K, that ain't a bad deal. They were both so close to the dreams. But come 3 seasons later, Survivor is doing a special returnee season of players who have only ever had 1 shot at the game. This means Spencer and Chaos Kass are back.
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
So here we go, season 31, Cambodia, Second Chances, a new location for a new chance for all these returning players. Unlike with Cagayan, I'm just gonna hone in on just the specific Spencer versus Cass storyline that takes place this season, starting with their introductions 2 years after Cagayan.
Last time I played Survivor, I was frankly cocky. I thought about Survivor in terms of chess, but I have done a lot of maturing. I've done emotional growing in that time. People are not chess pieces and they need to be related to you on a human level. Being more emotionally aware, I think I'm in a better place in life than I've ever been to play and win this game.
We all have a little devil in us. I was a bit of a troublemaker my season. Chaos Kass, well, she lives somewhere deep within me. But if I don't change, someone's gonna take me down. But I kind of like my legacy thus far. I like the chaos. The only thing that needs to change is their perception of me. And then when the merge comes, if I'm there, all hell break loose.
So for the first 5 episodes of this season, Spencer and Cass are apart from each other. Sure, Woo and Tasha are also back from Cagayan as well, but are their names in the title of this video? Spencer and Cass specifically are separated. That is until episode 6 when Jeff says, drop your buffs. We are switching tribes. And finally, they're together again. And Cass wastes no time voicing her displeasure as she tells Jeff that she is tentative at best about being on a tribe with him. So back at camp.
When Cass and I had to actually do the seemingly impossible and interact, it was a little awkward. It was a little cagey. Genuinely, I didn't know what to make of it. So I just tried to treat her like everyone else. But that's never worked for me in the past with Cass.
Tell me, if we lose community, what do you want to do? And I know what you want to do, but...
As long as we keep our buy on.
Spencer's got to go.
Yeah. I would love to get rid of Spencer again. I didn't want Spencer on my tribe. I wanted to play second chances without the Bledsoe.
So here's what we're thinking is we tell Spencer Sierra's going, and it's going to be 100% blindside. He'll have no idea it's coming.
Spencer says it's awkward and Cass says he has got to go. This will be fun. Cass then proceeds to lose their tribe immunity in a battle against Tasha. This immunity loss has massive effects on the season as a whole, as Cass says, who cares that we lost? Bye-bye Spencer. But then Sierra talks to Cass. That's right, the same Sierra who voted out her own mom. She says Wu is a bigger threat than Spencer, and Cass agrees. What? She does? Okay. So she talks to Spencer and...
I really like Savage.
Interestingly, Savage said, why don't we go for Spencer, but we'll tell them it's Sierra.
Wait, does Savage actually want to go after me?
Yeah. Huh. It's my first tribal of my second chance. Which Cass is coming? Is it Calm Cass or is it Chaos Kass? The little angel and the devil, they're each on my shoulder. Spencer, Wu, Calm, Chaos, it's there. What's gonna happen? I don't even know.
Here's the thing you need to know. Spencer thinks that Savage is his guy, and as it turns out, Savage is playing Spencer. He wants him gone. So at Tribal Council, Wu is blindsided in a 4-3 vote. Wow, this feels like a revenge move, I gotta say, for Spencer and Cass, who got screwed by Wu essentially in the prior season, but also blindsiding Savage, who plays Survivor very emotionally. That's not really a good idea for Cass. Episode 7 even sees Savage saying he wants revenge on Cass for what she did. Like he didn't just try to blindside his own buddy and Spencer. Okay, he's so hypocritical that we'll get to Savage when we make his video, right? They all merge and now Tasha wants revenge. Revenge for what? Well, for Cass tanking her game at the merge in Cagayan when she flipped on her and voted off Sarah. This is wild, and Tasha is not shy about her intentions at all.
But I asked you point blank. I said, so
Cass,
what
I'm
am I
not going to tell you what I really think because I didn't trust you. So for you to even trust what I said was a real conversation,
it's the old Tasha. You didn't learn from your last game.
All I'm saying is, right, I did. Actually, I did. I learned not to trust you. That is what I learned.
Tasha planted all these seeds of deception, and I don't think it was smart of her. She's played right into my hands. Here's the deal. You just told me all I need to know. Here's the line.
Into a fight.
It's been drawn. Game on.
The discourse around camp has become screw Cass. That's basically it. Spencer sees it and says, well, there's nothing I can do besides having a few votes thrown on Sierra, who voted out her own birth mom, just in case Cass really does have an idol. So they all vote at Tribal Council and...
First vote, Cass. Cass. Sierra. Sierra. Tasha. Tasha. 2 votes Cass, 2 votes Sierra, 2 votes Tasha. Savage. Cass. Sierra. Cass. Sierra. Cass. 7th person voted out of Survivor Second Chance and the first member of our jury. Cass. Cass, the tribe has spoken.
I think the change was yesterday when Tasha fed me some lies, and then that precipitated me going and checking with my alliance on it and her spreading more lies. I hadn't been behaving like Chaos Kass, so let's bring it out. Or if we can't bring it out, let's just make everyone perceive that it's out. And I think it's probably going to sabotage that person's game, because once you head down that track of perpetrating lies and causing trouble, trust me, I know, you're sinking your own ship. If it comes to the final 3 and there's just someone who hasn't done anything but played the same game, they're not getting my vote. I want to see that someone used this second chance and didn't squander it. And I already have in my head the people who are squandering it.
Yeah, Kass burned everyone's games in Cagayan at the merge, and this season, she got burned because of that move. I mean, not just because of that move, but it was definitely a big part. A bit of poetic justice, in my opinion. So believe it or not, Spencer and Tasha both reached the final 3, and when Kass finally gets her turn to speak as a juror and asks,
Spencer, in Cagayan, when I flipped at the merge, repositioning myself, you famously said, Kass, 0% chance of winning. Everything I've heard here tonight, you played like Chaos Kass. How can you ask me to give you my vote for $1 million win when you've spent 2 years saying I'm a dumbass?
I know I've said a lot of things, and I think some of them did come out of a place of anger from our season. But I don't think it's hypocritical of me to ask for your vote, because I do believe I've changed. And I do believe that the Spencer that asks for your vote now is not the same Spencer that said you had 0% chance of winning.
You know, congratulations for trying to change. You know, and I feel like I've done it too, and I feel like that's a very important thing for both of us. So, you know, good luck tonight, and, you know, maybe we'll have a beer later.
did Kass just show respect for Spencer? Yes, surprisingly yes. Does she vote for him to win? No. Him and Tasha both lose in a landslide. So what do you think about Spencer versus Kass? Which player do you like more? Comment below and let me know. Thank you for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.